We are the #1 state in this country for boating and fishing, and honestly, it's not even close when you look at the numbers. So we've had issues over the years with access to be able to go out, particularly when it comes to red snapper. Now, when I became governor, the state was able to, we had the management of the Gulf red snapper, and we looked at that, and it was not performing to what it needed to be performing. They say the bureaucrats would say, well, you know, you're going to take all the fish. And then I talked to people that would actually be out there, and they say there's more than you know how many are out here. The data is just wrong. So we challenged the data, and we said that we know that there's more fish. We know the supply is healthy, and we want to be able to give particularly our recreational anglers an opportunity to go out and enjoy catching the red snapper in the Gulf. So we did it, and we started expanding it, and now we have a 120-day season for Gulf red snapper. And this has been building over many years. I mean, I think we got into the 80s. That was like a big deal, 80 days, and then we did over 100, and then now we're at 120 days. What has happened to the population of the Gulf red snapper? Ask the people who were there. They'll say it's never been better, never been better. And so it just shows that this was bad data, it was bureaucratic. We liberated from that. And I told FWC, I told Roger, says, guys, I was like, you can't tell me, you can't show me data. Every single person I talk to that fishes out there will say they're everywhere. I don't believe that the data is accurate. And sure enough, the experience there has shown that that's the case. So this is a major season. People will plan trips around being able to do this in the Gulf, and it's a big deal for really communities up and down the Gulf Coast. Now, as we were doing that and making all this great progress on Gulf red snapper, the state of Florida was handcuffed when it comes to Atlantic red snapper. We were not allowed to manage the Atlantic the way we have been allowed to manage the Gulf. And so you had situations where anglers are effectively shut out of having any opportunity to do red snapper in the Atlantic. I think 2025 was 2 days that were authorized for folks to go out and do it, compared to we did 120 in the Gulf. And so we knew that, but the data isn't any different. Well, the data may have been flawed here too, but it wasn't any different. You talk to people that go out there, they're like, there's fish everywhere. There's snapper everywhere. The population is very, very healthy, and we ought to be able to go out and do. And so, and in 2024, there was only 1 day authorized for Atlantic red snapper. And so that's pathetic. So we said, when we came here, we said we were going to do this. In fact, I remember the Commerce Secretary, when he first got confirmed, I happened to be in Washington, and we're talking about a bunch of issues, but one of the things I said is like, liberate the Atlantic red snapper. Let us manage it. We'll be able to expand it, and people will be very, very happy if that's the case. And so the Commerce Department under Secretary Lutnick rejected the Biden administration's last-ditch attempt to force sweeping closures off the coast, which really was began the path of finally reversing decades of failed federal control and the beginning of empowering state management over Atlantic red snapper. We've had support from all of the South Atlantic governors, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, attorney generals as well. We've worked very closely with Governor Kemp and Governor McMaster in Georgia and South Carolina, respectively. So today, I'm proud to announce that NOAA has officially approved Florida's exempted fishing permit, allowing Florida to lead the way on Atlantic red snapper management beginning this year in 2026. Under this approved plan, Florida will implement a 39-day recreational season for Florida anglers and for hire operators. The same number of days was what we did when we took over the golf management years ago. It'll be a two-phase season, a summer season beginning on May 22nd to kick off Memorial Day weekend and continue through June, a fall season running on 3-day weekends in October. This will be good for the local economy. This will be good to drive growth, to tackle and bait shops, hotels, restaurants, and the entire recreational community along Florida's Atlantic coast. I want to thank the Trump administration. I want to thank Secretary Ludnick for working with Florida to get this done and to put our anglers first. This will allow Florida to pair expanding fishing opportunities with stronger, more accurate data collection through our state reef fish survey, ensuring we continue to manage the fishery responsibly and sustainably. We're going to keep holding the line against bureaucrats who are trying to stall Florida's Atlantic red snapper, EFP, and prevent Floridians from exercising their now constitutional right to fish based on what the Florida voters passed in 2024. And so we're excited to be able to do this, but I want to make very, very clear this is not the end of this effort. This may be, it's not even the beginning of the end. It may be just the end of the beginning. We got the management in place, but what we announced today in terms of this dramatically expanded season, this is just the beginning. We are going to expand from there very rapidly, and you are going to see the Atlantic red snapper season mirroring the massive red snapper season we've been able to bring to Florida's Gulf Coast communities. And so I'm excited to be able to do it. This is something we wanted to do. I mean, obviously, under Biden, we're running into a brick wall on this. And so as soon as we had the Trump administration take over, this is one of many issues that we deal with. Obviously, we're dealing with a bunch of different issues, but this was one that I really think, given what's happened in the Gulf, that this was a layup. And to be able to give Florida the ability to manage this, it's going to make a lot of people happy. It's going to be good for a lot of businesses, and it's going to continue to bolster Florida's way of life. So thanks to everybody that's been involved. We'll hear from Roger Young.
Thank you, Governor. Good morning, everybody. It is an absolute honor to stand here today for this with you, Governor, and everybody here for this historic announcement of our 2026 Atlantic red snapper season. It's just such a surreal time to be here because we've been waiting for this for so long. But understand that this is more than just an announcement about a fishing season. This is all about fighting federal government overreach from the prior administration, and extremely proud to stand here with this administration and the accomplishments that we made in an area where we have sustainable state resources to manage ourselves. You know, Governor, you have fought for the people of the state of Florida from day one. You have fought for our environment from the very first day. You have fought for our resources. You have fought for our fishermen and the businesses that rely on those activities. And you have fought for freedoms for the Floridians of the state of Florida. We have the very best fisheries management team in the country here at FWC. And Governor, under your leadership and your direction, we are proud to fight for the people's right to fish with a manageable and a reasonable season, not just a 2-day season. We're talking about a 39-day season where families can get out together and enjoy this resources with their families, with their friends, with their loved ones, and not have to fight to go out on a 1 or 2 day season where the weather might be bad and they're going to go anyway and put themselves at risk. This way they have time to plan and they have time to wait for good weather days to be able to enjoy that themselves. So, and I couldn't be more proud of our team, our fisheries management team, for coming up with this plan, and couldn't be more thankful for the support that we get from groups like ASA, and Glenn, it's great to see you here this morning. We're just so thankful of the work that we've been able to do together as a team to push this forward. And now, we are not just known as the free state of Florida here. We will retain the title as the Florida being fishing capital of the world. So thank you very much.
All right, so we now have this Florida snapper hat. I don't know if the FWC is going to hawk these or what, but I've got one. Does anyone want a souvenir? Do we have, what do we have? Okay, all right. Someone come up, just come up and grab it. I would throw it, but you know, all right. All right, he started coming, so all right, there we go. Yep, of course, thank you. All right, those may be collector's items someday. So good news, we're gonna go and we're gonna announce the golf snapper dates later today. I think we're gonna be down in Southwest Florida to be able to do that. I think people are gonna be very happy with what they're seeing with the Gulf red snapper, and on it goes. Florida's a great place to be. There's a lot to do here, and this now just adds to that people have a meaningful opportunity to do the Atlantic red snapper. Okay, do we got any questions back there? Well, I mean, I think if you look, you know, to go from 1 or 2 days to almost 40 days, how much are people going to spend in hotels and restaurants and all this? It's obviously going to make a difference. I mean, I don't know the exact figure, but this is meaningful. People will plan to visit Amelia Island, for example, just because they can go and fish for red snapper. We know that's the case because I can tell you in the Gulf, when we opened those days, people would book trips. They would want to do it. And this is a great part of the state right here. Very pretty. Nice restaurants. They've got a lot of good stuff. And so if you're here with your family and you want to go fish, there's other things to do as well. So I think it's going to be very, very positive. And I know everybody here who's in the industry has been waiting to see this. And, you know, part of it is, like I said, it is economic, but part of it is just this is something that is important for Florida's culture. We have a fishing culture. This is something that's been important to families for a long time, and now more families are going to be able to get to do it, and that's a good thing. So the question is how does it come to where the state now has management? Basically, the federal government has the ability to delegate to the state management of these fisheries. We received that delegation for the Gulf red snapper, and that's why we've been able to set records. Ever since it's come under management, we've set huge records for the number of days, and the population has thrived. This is not, you know, the fish aren't gone. Like, that's what they said, and that was not true. So, but we didn't have it for Atlantic, and so we asked the Secretary of Commerce, even the President, to give us this, that it would expand opportunities, and we showed them basically the track record in the Gulf. We showed them the deficiencies in the data, and they agreed with Florida's approach. And so I'm gratified of that. We obviously, as I said, had no chance when Biden was president. That's just not something he was going to be willing to do for us. So it was kind of odd that I'm announcing 120 days, 110 days, whatever we're doing in the years past. And then they're announcing 1 day or 2 days for the federal government for the Atlantic. It was just like it's like, really? So now we're going to be back on track. And as I said, this is just the beginning. This is not going to be the extent of this season. This is kind of the opening salvo. I'm very confident you're going to see this expand rapidly in the immediate years, and that'll be good for everybody. It's been a huge boon for the west coast of Florida and all over the west coast, but I can tell you particularly you go to like northwest Florida, some of those panhandle communities, big fishing. You go out, I mean, you don't have to go out very farther, and you're pulling in red snapper. It's a good thing. It's also good, I mean, some people like to fish just to fish, they throw the fish back, but then a lot of people come and they cook it themselves, right? Or you could bring it to restaurants and they do all this stuff. Very good delicacy too. I mean, let's just be honest, we got a lot to choose from in Florida because we've got other good fish as well, but it's good and people like it. All right, thanks everybody. God bless.